How you feel?
Man, no complaints. Breathing, walking, talking to yourself.
All is well, man. This is really an honor. I appreciate you taking out the time to stop by and talk to us about, the amazing things that you got going on over there in Ghana.
Not a problem, not a problem. Appreciate you for having me.
Oh yeah, no doubt. For the viewers who may not recognize you, let them know who you are and definitely where you from.
Dre Taylor here in Accra, Ghana, or the Abri Mountains from Kansas City, Missouri. Born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. Been in Ghana about 3 years full time, off and on, about 6 years in January. Just out here living my best life.
Man, that's what's up. Big shout out to the Midwest. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now I can ask you this. Now, when did you, I guess, get inspired to even go to Ghana? Was that something you got into like as a child? Was your family promoting, going back to Africa, or was it something you kind of found like consciousness later, or what inspired you?
Probably my uncle house, man. I used to call it Little Africa. See, because I always talking about this Africa stuff. You know what I mean? In my early 20s, 19, 20, going one ear out the other. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about this Africa stuff. And so, the stuff starts sticking here and there. Ask myself a question: if I'm African American, would I know African? And, besides the stuff they teach you, you really don't know much. So I started digging and learning about our history, X, Y, and Z, YouTube videos, go down that rabbit hole, started reading a lot of books, and then, was intrigued by Africa. So I travel a lot and, went to a lot of different places, China, DR, Brazil, a lot of other places, man. Like, why haven't I been to Africa? So in 19, I had a partner who was coming to Ghana back and forth. And I had all these questions like, man, you just need to come. And so in 19, I came, 2019, on a year return. It marks the 400 years that, we came from slavery, leaving the shores of Africa. And so during that 400-year anniversary, I came here in 19, and, I found peace. I knew I was going to move here. I touched the ground, and it's been a wrap ever since.
Wow, that's amazing, man. I mean, history is really empowering. A lot of people take that for granted. Your uncle, he planted a mighty seed for you to come full circle to not only, taking that step to visit, which is a big step, but you actually doing business in Africa and reconnecting, the gap between the diaspora and the people on the continent, man.
Yeah, man, it's love, man. It's something that everybody should experience. It's not for everybody, but there's 54 countries here. And I mean, I just didn't want to keep living and building up America, man, with systematic racism, dealing with the social ills that we have there. Half the people I grew up with, was killed, stepbrothers been shot, killed, best friends killed, and I don't have to worry about that here. You know what I mean? I'm living peacefully. I don't worry about the police. I'm living my best life out here.
Yeah, definitely, man. Our people, they just don't know what they miss. And like you say, obviously the racism is the biggest thing for me and a lot of other people. But secondly, also the gun violence, the things that we have going on amongst ourselves and the mass shootings and things like that. Ghana is definitely, if not one of the safest and most peaceful countries in Africa. I've been to about 20 different African countries. So, I know
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, I love the continent, man. So I feel you. Now I can ask you this. Now the real estate component, the development, the land, the business, was you already, doing that before you got there, or was that something you kind of got into once you arrived in Ghana?
It's something I got into once I arrived in Ghana. I mean, I dabbled with real estate back home, but nothing from the ground up as far as being a developer. When I was coming, I got tired of giving hotels. I got a tour company, tours to Ghana, so I bring people here. And I got tired of giving them 30, 20 racks, you know what I mean, here and there. So I said, you know what? I need to start my own thing. And then when people I was bringing, they wanted to live and move here. And so just wanted to go ahead and, be able to facilitate that move for them, and build, a little compound and see the things that Ghana needs and try to fill the void for what I was doing. And so, one thing led to another, and all of a sudden I'm a developer, you know what I mean? And building my own little community up here in the mountains.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing because, like I said, you even just going over there, but then taking it to the next level, doing business, helping people, building dream homes and buying land. I mean, man, the ancestors, is most definitely proud of the work that you're doing for sure.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a rites of passage every time you come here. You know what I mean? I should make it easier for others. You know what I mean? Just like others made it easier for us. You know what I mean? It's like, you pass the time. You know what I mean? You gotta keep running with it. You know what I mean? And so, even like in the days where you had the Ethiopian fighters, you know what I mean? If the husband was fighting and he fell, the woman would go ahead, pick up the gun, and try to inch a little closer. You know what I mean? And so, same kind of thing, man. Where you got to create that path. You know what I mean? For others to follow.
Man, that's powerful. That history that you just shared, man. I'm still processing that. But I can ask you this now. Um, how long did it take you to actually like buy your first piece of land? Because people be at me like, man, did you buy some land yet? Did you buy some land yet? How much time, should a person take when they, trying to pursue an endeavor of that magnitude, buying land, especially in Ghana?
Uh, it took me 2 years to get some land, man. I was trying to get beachfront land. My eyes was wide open. I was trying to rush the process. Didn't know the process. You know what I mean? Watched a couple YouTube videos and X, Y, and Z. But luckily, I had a land issue in the states before I got here, so I knew how to do my due diligence dealing with that before buying land here, which helped me out. And so everybody's case is different. They say the best time to buy land was 10 years ago. The next best time is today. You know what I mean? But definitely need to do your due diligence. If you're not planning on building anytime soon in Ghana, I wouldn't even buy no land. You know what I mean? Or probably West Africa at all, unless you got people here on the ground that you can trust to make sure that everything is everything. But you just have to have your right people here and do your due diligence, get a good lawyer, and you should be good to go from there. But everybody's situation is different, and so in general, I just say take your time.
All right, all right. Yeah, patience definitely is a virtue. Now, you offer courses, some type of courses to kind of help people, get an understanding of how to, buy land. Mike, check. You still there? You froze
Yeah,
up.
lost you a quick
Oh, you.
second.
Oh, okay. I'll run it back. I'll edit it. Okay. So I guess my question was this: do you offer courses or workshops or anything where people that are interested in buying land, but like you say, they want to learn how to go through the proper process and stuff?
Yeah, I'll be offering that pretty soon.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. Now, also about the tours, do you have any upcoming tours or anything that people that want to get in contact with you and be a part of what you're doing in terms of at least visiting at minimum?
Yeah, I'll be doing some tours, and I got one coming in October. That's gonna be too soon for people to come to. We got a real estate tour, and I got some other people coming the end of October. But the December tour, Daddy December, the 26th to January 3rd is my next tour that's up. And so we're doing pretty much everything: the nightlife, the cultural sites like the slave castles, the dungeons, naming ceremony, going to different restaurants, the open markets, networking, looking at real estate investment, coming to my property, seeing what it takes and things like that. So December is definitely a good time to come if you're thinking about coming to Ghana.
Okay, cool, cool. That's what's up. Now I can ask you this. A lot of times back in the States, you hear people say, man, Africans, I don't know, they really don't like us, you know what I'm saying? And you somebody that actually do business over there. You actually live over there and you help people move over there. What has been your experience for the most part and working with our brothers and sisters on the continent?
Yeah, the crazy about that statement when people like I heard Africans don't like us over there. It's like, who are you talking about? In Ghana alone, there's 80 different dialects. You have all these different subgroups. You got Fanti, uh, you got Airway, you got um, I mean, there's so many different groups here, Ashantis. And so, when do they get together as a collective and say, hey, we don't like these individuals here? You know what I mean? What language they say that with? You know what I mean? And so you go to Nigeria, you got over like 3,000 languages almost in Nigeria. I can't think how many it is, and just different subgroups. So a lot of them really hadn't even came in contact with a lot of us. You know what I mean? We realize how big Africa is. They ain't thinking about us. They got other things on their mind to think about what we doing over here in Ghana. I've been welcomed here. I got, 20 something full-time employees working for me. I don't have no issues, no theft on the property, X, Y, and Z, man. I'm over here providing opportunity for them, you know what I mean, and feeding their families. And I have a larger impact on the community within itself. For instance, it was some girls who sell food during lunchtime. I don't know them. I just know they come here and sell food. I know a group of them come. One of them passed away unexpectedly, and the boys was kind of down on it. So I attended the funeral, and they treated me like I was her best friend at the funeral. Right? I didn't even know her. They asked me, was it okay for them to take the body, you know what I mean, on to the cemetery, because I impacted where it was almost like her place of employment to make money at my property. You know what I mean? And so she was almost employed by me, and just the impact that I had that I didn't know I had. You know what I mean? I gave the family a nice donation, even though I never met her, and she had like 3 kids. And so the impact you have coming from the U.S., you might not even know or realize the impact we have over here. It's not a utopia. You know what I mean? Everything ain't peaches and cream. I don't paint that picture like it's perfect. Ghana's far from perfect, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons here for me and a lot of people that I do know that's here. As a black man, I'm free. You know what I mean? I can't say that in the U.S. I'm free here. I can move and groove and do what I need to do. And I don't have those same issues as I have in the States, where somebody's overseeing every aspect of your life, whether you like it or not. You might think you're free, but they can definitely pull that card or that chair from underneath you at any given point in time, via P. Diddy, via Bill Cosby, via R. Kelly, via whoever. No matter where you at in the States, you know what I mean? No matter what you're doing, they can always pull that card and let you know who's running things. And I don't have those issues over here.
Yeah, man, definitely, definitely. I can relate because I had to catch myself sometime. If I'm being honest, I might be somewhere and the power might go out, or the internet might be slow, or the water might get cold. But I realized that it's better than dealing with the things that I had to deal with back home, worrying about getting pulled over and beat to death, or thrown in jail for something I didn't do, or getting shot, or getting robbed, or having to get a CCW just to go, to the grocery store, or go to pick up, one of my nieces and nephews from where they live at, or doing, normal things like that. You always have that, that American state of mind. You always have your guard up, but a place like Ghana is definitely free and definitely safe. But I wanted to ask you about this. I had seen a snippet of another interview you did. If you could talk about some of the potential and the future business opportunities in Ghana. I think you was mentioning something about hemp, and maybe if it's anything else that people can look forward to.
Yeah, I came here. I tried to apply for 5 medical marijuana licenses in the States, and that was almost like the tipping point of me leaving. I got an agricultural patent. I had commercial greens, one of the largest in the Midwest. I got a fruit orchard still there, producing thousands of pounds of food to feed people free in the States. I did consulting with universities. So when it came to medical marijuana, when it came to Missouri, a lot of people felt that I should have got a license. I had a lot of people backing me. I had a founder of Applebee's trying to invest. I had somebody, executive at Bayer Pharmaceuticals, that want to invest in me. But I got a zero on like diversity on the application. Like, how do you get a zero on diversity when you're a black-owned business? You know what I mean? Trying to apply for medical marijuana. I got like a zero on insurance, so it was all in for the fix. You know what I mean? Because we only make up 3% of the population as far as owners of the medical marijuana industry. So, it is what it is. And that was like the tipping point of me leaving United States because, my head was at the ceiling. Nothing I can do, just following the same trap that's been there set for. So once that happened, all the money and time, energy, and effort that I put in, I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of the U.S. I done did all the work I can do here. I can have larger impact in Ghana. And so that was really like almost a tipping point. And so when I came over, they had a hemp conference, I think in 2020. And I attended that first hemp conference, but since then I moved on because the system here moves kind of slow, as far as hemp, and the infrastructure really isn't here yet for that. And it will be a while for the infrastructure to get here. Just like I know when they opened up hemp in the United States, you had people, killing themselves because they had all this product and didn't know what to do with it. And so I know if there was infrastructure problems in the States when they opened up, I knew it was going to be infrastructure problems here because the resources are limited here. So I moved on from the hemp and got into the real estate. So you have a lot of opportunities within real estate if you have a market for it. You have opportunities in the people. One thing about Africa, the average age of Africa is like 20. United States, the average age is like 40. And so you have a youngest continent in the world where you have 750 million youth under the age of 25. And so if you're able to employ and educate science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and math, you know what I mean? You can really do some numbers with a lot of different things because they're hungry to learn. They just lack opportunity. Majority of the schools out here probably don't have power to the schools. They don't have laptops. I went to a school and donated like 10,000 books. They were still writing, they was drawing a computer on a chalkboard. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have access to a computer. And I could think when I was in, third grade, whenever that was, 1990 or something, we had computers then. You know what I mean? And think that still in 2024, they still drawing computers on the chalkboard here. So there's a lot of opportunities when you look at youth. You know what I mean? You have agriculture. There's a lot of agriculture, anything technology based, man, because you have people willing to learn and do things. It's just they need opportunity to do it. So I don't always advise come over here and just jump into a business. I think you should come and learn the culture first, understand the people and the needs, and then whatever you have passion for, you can come over here because you don't have a ceiling at your head. You know what I mean? The possibilities here are endless. You know what I mean? Unlike the U.S. where, they cap it off in X, Y, and Z, you don't have those same issues and you don't have as much regulation as you do here as you do in the States.
Wow, man, I take my hat off to you, man. You doing your thing, definitely making an impact and giving back, working with the youth. A lot of people take that stuff for granted, man. But what the thing that I do love about Africa, like you say, they have the highest youth population. I still see kids playing outside, playing soccer, rolling tires, jumping and running. They not all on their cell phones. None of them. They ain't
Right.
on
Right.
iPads. You know what I'm saying? They still growing, naturally. It's not so mechanical. When you go back home, all my nieces and nephews, they got phones. They in the elementary, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
odd. I'm like, give me the phones. Y'all got to go outside or do something, get some exercise. We used to love being out there. So yeah, man, you covered so much stuff. I guess I could ask you, for the viewers who do want to follow you or keep up with what you're doing or be a part of what you got going on, do you have like a social media, a website, an email? What's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, probably Instagram, Dre Taylor 51. That's pretty much where I do a lot of my content. Dre Taylor, Facebook, and email for those that don't do um, social media, and contact me at info at DreTaylorConsulting.com.
Okay, okay,
So
cool. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me ask you this one little quick question. Now, with all of your travels and the work you have been doing, have you thought about doing anything like maybe a book or a documentary or something? Because you're doing some pretty amazing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean it's not so much a book yet, but possibly a documentary on just my travels and leading up to where I'm at now, the things I was doing back in Kansas City. I was doing a lot back then. I was mentoring boys at a mentoring program, mentored over 200 boys in Kansas City. The fruit orchard, growing food, going to China to learn how to grow insects and got a patent on it. Then coming over here, moving to Ghana, building from the ground up, and so the story's still going on. So possibly, I'll start documenting some of the stuff that I have here and figure it out. But it's one of the things I got on one of the many things I have on my list that I need to be doing. And so it's just on the back burner, but I'll definitely be trying to put something out to talk about, some of my endeavors or what I'm doing here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man, because you're doing some amazing stuff. And I look forward to, the things that you got going on in the future. So I want to thank you again so much for everything that you are doing. You inspiring people, you helping people, you educating people. And, man, just keep up the great work, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother, for having me. And yeah, just reach out and anything.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor. And I want to thank the viewers for tuning in. So until next time,
All right, peace,
peace.
brother.